When Porsche first launched the Taycan in 2021, it redefined the rules of what an EV could be. It was sporty, fun, engaging, dynamic, and most importantly of all, it was desirable. But here in 2024, when Porsche is launching the updated Taycan in an EV market that is saturated with options, some of which could probably keep up with this car on a racetrack, has Porsche done enough to keep this car up to date? Like all new model updates, the 2024 Porsche Taycan has gone up in price. But how much is going to depend on which variant and which body style you're after. For example, this Taycan Turbo sedan is up nearly $15,000 to $307,500 before on-road costs. But there are some options if your budget is bigger or smaller.
Kicking off the range is the entry-level Taycan rear-wheel drive sedan that has increased $10,700 in price to $175,100.
The 4S, meanwhile, is $11,000 pricier than before at $216,300. Then comes the Turbo like I have here.
The top spec for now, Turbo S, is positioned at $374,200, representing a $10,400 increase. But there is a Taycan Turbo GT, the most powerful and quickest accelerating car in Australia, available for $416,600. Wagon fans can also opt for the Taycan Cross Turismo, which is available in 4, 4S and Turbo trims, priced respectively at $198,000, $224,000 and $310,400. Standard features in the 2024 Taycan lineup include adaptive air suspension, 19-inch wheels, tyre pressure monitoring, black side skirts, matrix LED headlights, dual-zone climate control, rear privacy glass, power adjustable front seats with heating, and a partial leather interior. However, stepping up to the 4S nets buyers 20-inch wheels, premium exterior paint, cooled front seats, a full leather interior, as well as a front electric motor for all-wheel drive traction and a larger 104.9 kilowatt-hour performance battery plus, up from the base car's standard 89 kilowatt-hour performance battery. The Turbo, like our test car, steps it up with a standard Sport Chrono package, torque vectoring plus, larger brakes, 21-inch wheels, high-definition matrix headlights, quad-zone climate control, heated rear seats, heated steering wheel, satin metallic grey exterior and interior design accents, and Porsche's electric sports sound system. Of course, the Turbo S ups the ante in terms of outputs, but also compensates with even larger brakes. While the Turbo GT brings down the weight thanks to carbon fiber bucket seats and a lightweight package that can remove the rear seats for ultimate performance. Is that a lot to spend on an EV? Absolutely. Is it a lot to spend on a Porsche sports car? Yep. But as an electric Porsche sports car, well, there's nothing really to compare it to in the Australian market.
From the outside, the new Porsche Taycan can be hard to discern from the old because it more or less looks the same. That means an aggressive silhouette, classic sports car proportions, and Porsche's signature smooth lines. But eagle-eyed viewers might notice the new headlight design and a restyled front bumper. And in the rear, the taillights are also new and really emphasize the car's width and athleticism. There's also a prominent rear diffuser down here, so you know that this is a sporty model. The Taycan has always been a gorgeous car, and Porsche has taken an if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach for the 2024 model. But there's nothing wrong with that, is there? So if the equipment and styling are the same, what has changed in the 2024 Porsche Taycan? Well, in a word, power. For example, this Taycan Turbo has an additional 60 kilowatts, taking it up to 520 kilowatts. And it's a similar story across the rest of the range.
The rear-wheel drive sedan now has 300 kilowatts at its disposal, or 320 kilowatts with the upgraded Performance Battery Plus option. Meanwhile, the 4S adds an additional electric motor to the front axle for a combined output of 380 kilowatts, and the Performance Battery Plus is standard. Stepping to the Turbo S means a 570 kilowatt output, while the Turbo GT ups the ante to 580 kilowatts. All these outputs are also amped up for a short period of time when using launch control, making the Taycan a proper performance hero. But power isn't the only thing that's increased this year, as a larger 104.9 kilowatt hour battery available across the board also means a noticeable improvement in overall driving range. The battery is now about 12.5% bigger than it was available in high-spec grades before, but driving range has jumped up substantially. For example, the old version of this Taycan Turbo would travel about 420 kilometers on a single charge, while this new car is rated to last 626 kilometers before it needs an outlet, so say goodbye to range anxiety. But the bigger battery means a longer recharge time, right? Nope. Porsche has improved battery cooling, letting the new Taycan charge faster for longer. Peak charging power is now 320 kilowatts, the highest of any electric car on the market, and can juice the battery from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. In terms of interior equipment, the Taycan features the usual assortment of high-end features you would expect, including a large infotainment touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, inbuilt satellite navigation, and digital radio. The controls for climate are also operated through a touchscreen, while the instrumentation is all digital. Buyers can also option a passenger side screen too, which features a privacy filter so drivers won't be distracted.
Sitting in the back seat, space is usable, but I wouldn't call it generous. I've got enough head, leg, and shoulder room to be comfortable, but I wouldn't want to be here for an extended period of time. My 6-foot tall frame just about fits, and backseat amenities include a door pocket, you've got climate controls here, and a fold down center armrest with 2 cup holders. And have you know, there's also ISOFIX points and top tether mounting positions so you can fit car seats back here. When has a Porsche not been fun to drive? The answer is never. Even an all-electric model like this Taycan feels as engaging and dynamic as any petrol-powered Porsche sports car. And that is in large part to this phenomenal powertrain. This dual electric motor setup can accelerate this Taycan Turbo from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 2.7 seconds. That's right, 2.7 seconds. But that's with launch control, mind you, which boosts the standard 520 kilowatts all the way up to 650 kilowatts. What mind-boggling numbers. Seriously, acceleration in this car is absolutely brutal and just pins you to the back of your seat as the speedo climbs and your driver's license comes under threat. Sorry, Tesla Model 3 performance owners, you're gonna lose this drag race. And new in this update is a push to pass feature as well, which unlocks an additional 70 kilowatts at the press of a button, so overtaking maneuvers can be done in the blink of an eye. With 285 tyres in the rear and 245 tyres in the front, this Taycan Turbo not only can handle itself in a corner, it positively carves it up thanks to direct steering and a communicative chassis. And Porsche has thrown all the tricks at this car too, including torque vectoring and the brand's own suspension management system that is lightning quick to keep the Taycan Turbo hunkered down around a bend. The one chink in the Taycan Turbo's armor though is weight, because the electric motors and batteries push this super sedan up to nearly 2.5 tons on the scale. You can definitely feel the weight in quick direction changes, but for something with this much heft, it handles itself remarkably well. And with adaptive air suspension as standard on this car and various drive modes, you can tone it all down and saunter around town in relative comfort. Like its styling, Porsche hasn't changed much in terms of the Taycan Turbo's capabilities, but as an already dynamically engaging drive, well, EVs don't get much better than this. The question is, if you've already got a Porsche Taycan, should you upgrade to this new model? Well, just like you probably shouldn't upgrade to the latest iPhone every year, if you've got the old car, this new one isn't gonna change the formula for you.
However, if you're in the market for a sporty EV that blends scintillating driving performance with a comfortable package, well, the Taycan is probably your best bet, as it's better than almost any other EV on the planet. Just like the 911 is the pinnacle of petrol-powered motoring, the Taycan remains the absolute best driver's EV on the market.
And if you've liked this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and that bell notification icon to stay on top of all of Drive's video content. And for the full written review, head to Drive.com.au.